Some breaking news coming in at top of this hour. The government has now decided to cap the trade margin on oxygen concentrators, and now the trade margin has been capped at 70%. Remember, oxygen concentrators have been in demand and of utmost importance in the second wave of the pandemic. For more on this, let's go across to my colleague Rohit, who's joining us live from the newsroom. Rohit, over to you. Please share more on what exactly the government is stating.
Yes, Richa, this is a big update that we're getting now, that the trade margins of oxygen concentrators have been capped now by the center. So earlier the trade margins would go up to as much as 198%. And now the center has capped the trade margin. So now the trade margins will be capped to 70%. Essentially, this means that they have now capped the prices of oxygen concentrators. The National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority is set to release the revised MRPs soon, revised MRP for the oxygen concentrators in the coming week. Now, we've been seeing how there has been a growing demand for oxygen concentrators amid a rise in cases of COVID-19 in our country. Now, of course, the cases are on the decline, but we saw a few weeks back how there was a real surge in cases, and there was a real growing demand for oxygen concentrators. And we had also been seeing how several cases of black marketing of oxygen concentrators had also come up. So now the government has taken steps to ensure that it is easier to access oxygen concentrators. So now they have capped the trade margins. It is now capped to 70%, and the revised MRPs will be released by the National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority in about a week from now.
All right, thank you, Rohit. But reading out from what the government is really stating, in view of the extraordinary circumstances arising due to COVID pandemic that has resulted in the recent volatility in the MRP of the oxygen concentrators, the government has decided to step in to regulate the price of oxygen concentrators as per the information collected by the government, and the margin has now been set up, currently ranges up to 197% and set at 70% now. We'll move on